many electronics applications, we need to switch or control high voltages or high currents. In these cases, we may use electromagnetic or solid state type of relays. We can use it to control home appliances, many other domestic or commercial application based equipments, devices or products, especially low power electronic circuits. And as far as motion detection is considered, so there are a number of ways, and motion detection is one of the most important kind of activity which is carried out in security related activities and applications. So as a part of this particular presentation under the course microcontroller and its applications chapter 3, so we will be dealing with relay and PIR interfacing. PIR is one of the most frequently used kind of a motion detector. So with 8051, how we can interface it through this particular session, we will just go through the related aspects and how exactly we can program using 8051 for conducting some such activities or for controlling some such operations and some other kind of application, how it can be used. So for that, whatever basic part is needed, what exactly you must know, so we will go through that all in this particular presentation. Now main objective is, in the beginning, first of all we will go through the relay related part, and in the second half we will be having motion detector, that is especially with PIR sensor. Now as far as electromagnetic relay is considered, it is a switch basically which is used to switch high voltage or current using low power circuit. It consists of an inductor coil, a spring, switch, terminal and two high power contacts. You can see a small picture. So there is basically a kind of arrangement, internal arrangement of a relay is shown, and mainly it is going to get operated with the help of two contacts, that is normally closed contact and normally open contact. Relay uses an electromagnet especially, as we know. Then we can use it we can use it to move swing terminal between two contacts, that is NO and NC, when no power is applied to the inductor coil, that is in the off state, and the spring holds the swing terminal is attached to normally closed contact. Power is applied to inductor coil. The current flowing through the coil generates a magnetic field which is helpful to move the swing terminal and attach it to the normally open contact. Again, when power is off, the spring resistors restores the swing terminal position to uh, normally closed contact. So this is the basic mechanism. It is basically used as an electromagnetic relay as a kind of a say isolator or interface or as a switch, so as to isolate low power circuit from high power circuit, which is activated by energizing the electromagnet and coil bounded on the soft iron core. So as you can see in the first slide, the small picture. A relay should not be directly connected to a microcontroller basically. So it needs some sort of a driving circuit. So before that, just I want to comment that it is, as a device, it is going to take very small power to turn on, but it can control high power devices to switch on or off. Relay is used to control device like appliance like or ceiling fan at our home. The ceiling fan may run at 230-volt AC and draws a current approximately of few ampere, 3 to 4 ampere. Therefore, the power required is, say, if we consider it as a 4 ampere, then 4 into 230, so it will be 920 watts. Of course, we can control AC lights depending upon the relay ratings. So relay can be used to control even the DC motors in the applications like robotics also. So main thing is, though it itself is a low power kind of a device, but it can be used to control or switch from one state to another state high power devices. So that's why relay is one of the most popular kind of a say switching device. Now, as we think about interfacing relay with 8051, why we are doing this is because in many applications we are using microcontroller as main controlling unit. In accordance with that, whatever other peripherals or interfaces are to be controlled or they are to be switched as and when required. So for that purpose, we need some sort of switching mechanism, and relay is one of the best option in such situations. So that's why we are in need of kind of a interfacing relay with 8051, but it is not directly connected to microcontroller. It itself requires in between a driving circuit. Why it is required? Just these are basic two reasons. A microcontroller will not able to supply current required for the proper working of the relay. The maximum current that 8051 can sink is 15 milliampere approximately, and while relay demands 50 to 100 milliampere current based on the manufacturer's specifications. The relay is activated by energizing its coil. Microcontroller may stop working by the negative voltages produced in the relay due to back EMF. So mainly the current requirement is to be satisfied, and secondly effect of back EMF and how it exactly it is to be it may affect the performance of the microcontroller directly. It may stop it working, stop the microcontroller from working state. So to avoid that also some provision must be done, and these two parameters or these two say facts are to be controlled, and for that purpose a driving circuitry is placed between. Now here you can see this is a kind of a simple application where the controller is shown and the controller is interfaced to relay. Simple thing, P2.0 pin. So it is connected to this driving circuit. Driving circuit involves this diode and the transistor. These two components are actually performing the action which is expected while driving the relay, and this is our main relay. And here we may have something with which we can control, like maybe you may connect any load or any buzzer or any other lamp load, any other alarm, anything. So whatever you want to switch from one state to another, especially say for example a device kind of a bulb or a lamp is connected, so it is very easily it can be done. So general interfacing diagram is just shown. So port 2, since we are using, there is pull up 4.7K approximately which is needed, so that is also connected so as to do the required adjustment of current. Now this particular circuit in general, if we think about, then the transistor is playing important role, which has a current sinking capability of approximately greater than 70 milliampere. So this is enough to act as a relay driver between microcontroller and relay. So this transistor is playing that role of current sinking, and biasing circuit required for transistor is little bit complicated, but in some cases like robotic car or number of relays required will increase the number of transistors, and its biasing components will definitely increase the size of PCB. You have to take care. Now in general, if we go through the working of this, so as shown in figure, when power is off, the electric field produced from the stored magnetic field finds path to flow electrons. Therefore, the stored energy dissipates in the diode. And secondly, when the relay coil power is on, the diode is not in the conducting state. You can see the diagram, the polarity of the diode, and accordingly you can just understand this. Whenever the power is off, voltage appears across coil, forward biases the diode, and current finds the path to flow. The transistor is wired as a switch which drives the relay. The transistor will be in off state when pin 2.0 is low. When 1 is returned to pin 2.0, current will flow to the base of the transistor and the relay is energized. Contact with the relay will get switched. A simple mechanism. the same line, if number of such are to be connected, then you have in the market available ready-made driver ULN 2003A. So with that driver there are total number of connections. So at a time you can connect number of relays for some sort of switching operation. So anything like whenever you want, so you can do that. This is a small simple program. Here what we want to do is we want to switch on or off a bulb or lamp connected to the output of the relay. Whenever the relay is energized, the circuit will get complete and output device will turn on. And we have connected relay to port pin number 2.0 through transistor. The transistor based driver circuit will help to provide isolation between relay and microcontroller. And at the output of relay we can connect a bulb which will turn on when relay gets energized by sending logic 1 through microcontroller. So step by step you can go through. Say simple thing, org0h, then clear p2.0. First of all, make p2.00, move a comma hash 0h. So this is move accumulator contents to p2, that is again 0 is transferred, and now call delay. So at present on p2 there is 0. Now after some delay you send 1, that is move a comma hash 01 and in the accumulator first, and that accumulator contents are again copied into port 2. So port 2 will be now having tip 2.0, that is 01. So again I call delay and sjump back. So it will go back once again and it will go on doing this particular operation based on our delay routine. So general delay routine just I have written here, not a very specific cause, how long and how much, and not like that. Not a very specific calculation has been done in general so as to realize some effect kind of a thing. That is, it is remaining on for some time and remaining off, getting switch off after some time. To understand this, 3 counters as if I have maintained. One is in R5 10H, that is actually as if 16, then R6 200 and R7 again 200, and remain in the loop. Decrement ZNZ R7, decrement ZNZ R6, and decrement ZNZ R5. So all the 3 loops, so one by one it will execute. Comparatively few seconds approximately we will able to obtain with this small delay routine. So this is one of the simplest application which I have illustrated using relay. So a number of other applications are there, so where you can use relay for the purpose of controlling some such activities, and definitely that will help in uh, switching kind of operation in many ways. Next one is motion detector. As a part of this session, I have covered 2 things. One is relay and another one is motion detector. Now, especially motion detector is used in detecting some sort of a say moving object, or maybe even the living objects, like particularly people at some place, anywhere. Like such a device is often integrated as a component of the system that automatically performs a task or alerts the user of motion in that particular area. So especially this is part of security system. They form a vital component of security, automated lightning control, home control, energy efficiency related some say appliances or devices, and many other useful systems. So in general, like in domestic and commercial applications, motion detectors are used. Activating automatic door openers, smart lighting system, a burglar alarm that is used to alert security service, then security cameras wherever they are placed. So if anybody is going to pass from the camera, immediately it will get detected and kind of a decision will be taken. So like that, n number of applications are there as far as motion detector in general is considered. In market, there are several types of motion detectors are available. As far as our today's topic is considered, in this particular session, we are talking about passive infrared kind of a detector. It is a sensor, passive infrared sensor, PIR sensor, that detects infrared heat radiations. It can be used to detect the presence of living objects that emit infrared heat radiations. Especially, the PIR sensor is splitted into two slots. The two slots are connected to a differential amplifier. Whenever a stationary object is in front of the sensor, the two slots receive the same amount of radiation and the output is zero. And wherever a moving object in front of sensor comes, it arrives, one of the slot receives more radiations than the other slot, and this makes the output swing high or low. This change in output voltage is result of detection of motion. Now there are number of types of such motion detection type devices are available or techniques are available. So first thing is, which I mentioned, passive infrared. So passive infrared sensors are sensitive to person's skin temperature through emitted black body radiation at mid infrared wavelength, in contrast to background objects at room temperature. So this is very important. You have to remember, no energy is emitted from the sensor. Thus the name passive infrared is because of that. This distinguishes it from electric eye or instance, not usually considered a motion detector, in which the crossing of a person or vehicle interrupts visible or infrared beam. This is slightly different. It is based on body temperature. Now another type is microwave. So the motion detection can be carried out with the principle of Doppler effect. That's a Doppler radar, and similar to Doppler speed gun. A continuous wave or microwave radiation is emitted, and a phase shift in the reflected microwave due to the motion of the object. That is, either it may be towards or it may be away. So which is nothing but our basically Doppler's effect, which is in motion detection radar, it is used. So similar principle can be used, and it results in Vitrodyne signal at low audio frequency. So that particular signal is radar beacon, we call. So that can be used, and similar principle can be used for other applications in defense and otherwise. Now third one is the ultrasonic. The ultrasonic wave or a sound at a frequency higher than human ear can hear is emitted, and reflections are taken from nearby objects. Exactly as in Doppler radar, heterodyne detection of the received field indicates motion. The detected Doppler shift is also at low audio frequency for walking speeds, since the ultrasonic wavelength of around centimeters is similar to wavelength used in microwave motion detectors. The potential drawback of ultrasonic sensors is that the sensor can be sensitive to motion in areas wherever the coverage is not required or it is undesirable. For instance, due to reflection of sound waves around corners, it may be from anywhere, so that cannot be that much precise. Such extended coverage may be desirable for lightning control, where the goal is detection of any occupancy in that particular area. But for opening or closing kind of activity, this is not that much useful. So sensor selective to traffic in the path toward the, say, door opening operation, it will not be useful one. Now next one is a kind of video camera software. So in the market there are a number of such platforms are available. With the proliferation of low cost digital cameras able to shoot video, it is possible to use the output of such camera to detect motion. Like CCTVs are mounted at external outdoor places everywhere in the premises or the campus or corridors and so many places. The solution is particularly attractive when the intent is to record video triggered by motion detection, as no hardware beyond the camera and computer is needed. Since the observed field may be normally eliminated, this may be considered another passive technology. However, it can also be used together with near infrared illumination to detect motion in the dark. That is, with the illumination at a wavelength undetectable by human eye. So in the dark places also, if you want to detect the motion, so there also with the such additional feature, infrared illumination, you can use video camera and related say detection. Then the one more is a gesture detector. So photo detectors are infrared lightning elements. They can support light screens to detect the hand motions and gestures with the aid of machine learning algorithms. One of the most commonly used motion detector in this whole process is a PIR. So it is widely used in motion detecting devices. PIR sensor detect the infrared heat radiations, and it can be used to detect the presence of living objects that emit infrared heat radiation. So this is a kind of arrangement when we interface it. In general, uh, whenever a moving object is in the front of the sensor, one of the slots receives more radiation than the other, as already I mentioned, and this makes the output swing high or low. This change in the output is the result of detection. DSN FIR 800 is DSN FIR 800. Remember the number. DSN is FIR 800 is the PIR sensor module which is widely used in most applications. It operates from 4.5 to 5 volt supply, and standby current is less than 60 microampere. The output voltage will be 3.3 volt when the motion is detected and 0 volt when there is no motion. The sensing angle cone is 110 degree and the sensing range is approximately 7 meters. The default delay time is 5 seconds. There are two present resistors on the sensor module. One is used for adjusting the delay time and the other is used for adjusting the sensitivity. So you can see the figure. Remember, the distance is approximately a few meters, and current rating is approximately in few microamperes, that is 60 amperes approximately, and the sensing angle is nearby 110 degree. So based on that, the sensitivity is going to get decided. Connections, you can see the 8051 considers the voltage between 2.2 and 5 volt as its port pin is high, and the voltage between 0 to 0.8 volt whenever it is low. Since the output of PIR sensor module has only two stages, high is 3.3 volt and low is 0 volt, it can be directly interfaced to 8051 microcontroller. This is the general circuit diagram. The As shown in the circuit, it will read the status of output of PIR sensor and switch on the, say for example, any LED, like they are in P1.0 pin. One LED is connected, so it may eliminate that, and output pin of PIR sensor is connected to, you can see there the port 0, and just reset switch is connected to reset pin, and we are using or operating this. So any such arrangement is possible. This is a general arrangement, one of the sample arrangement, not necessarily this way only you have to do. So with which you can do the um, or perform the kind of a detection activity. As far as three pins are considered from PIR sensor, one is to be connected to VCC, second one is connected to the actual output pin via that control transistor, current control transistor, and the third one is connected to ground. So the three connections from PIR sensor you can see. So whatever is happening with P0.0, the control is carried out. Now here is one small program I have written. Um, Pin numbers I have used some different, any pin, not necessarily the same diagram and same pins, anything you can. I have used here P3.5. So in the beginning, as one variable PIR I have declared, then LED another variable I have used in P2.0. So as shown in the diagram, you can change it to P0.0 and again P2 pin. So just for the sake, anything you can use, no problem. Then next is ORG0 clear. So P2.0 set port pin direction as output directly. Then set B P3.5, so set port pin direction as input. P3.5, and now jump if not bit set PIR, so remain in the loop. Set B LED if motion detection detect switch on the LED. If the bit is set, then switch on the LED, and again jump if bit set PIR, remain in the loop. So simple thing it is, like the most general way of switching on or off the or looking after the LED status based on the PIR. So accordingly, if it is there is a motion, then switch on. If there is no motion, then switch off. Not a bit set, remain in the loop. And once bit is set, you can see the loop. In the beginning, what we have done, set a B 3.5. So P 3.5 is the output. Set. First of all, we have set port pin because we have to use that particular pin as a pin of input port. So it is taking input, and then if PIR bit is set, so then you just go there, check. Not set, not bit set, remain. If it is set, just eliminate the LED, turn switch on the LED. And if jump if bit set, remain in the loop. Otherwise, clear LED and again go back. Is jump here. So once again go on checking the PIR status as a last instruction. So similarly, if whatever is, so don't get confused here, because set B is done with P3.5 and again we are observing. So in the beginning, just it is done for the sake that what exactly is happening on that pin, to observe that, and once it is it is going to set 1, then it will act as an input port. So for accepting inputs, we are doing that. Try to understand. Otherwise, if there is a motion, then it will change its status. Automatically, LED will be turned off. Getting? So whenever there is a difference in the temperature detection, then there will be change on the status of PIR bit respective pin. So that this is the simplest way of writing a small code so as to detect the PIR sensor related motion detection activity. Thank you.